Hi, this is Eva for Once Upon a Timeline. Welcome, everybody. Let's see who's in. Looks like a lot of you guys have been talking. Space River News, John Bernard Shaw, Lord Frybread. Preliminal, chit-chatting. Leopoldo Garza. Martha Jane M. Raphael Mendeville. Omega Man. Welcome, everybody. Kai Lucas Zachary. Shari D is in. Hey, Shari. Heshem Ibada. Silver E55. Joan R. Games. I believe that I have fixed your blockage, Joan R. from last week. My voice is back. Yes, just about. It's a little off. My ears are still a little off. I still sound a little weird, but they're getting better. Maria, Cupie's in. Welcome, Cupie. Moonlit Illusion. Joseph Correa. Let me just change this so it's a little larger. I'm like squinting at the screen here. All right, there's a little better. Now I can read it with less squinting. All right, so guess I don't need to leave that up. Plan was to have this one up, but I didn't accomplish it. Okay, so I want to start today with this Sphinx thing, and this was from Catnap is the commenter who found this thing. So she noticed this structure to the left of the Sphinx. I later figured out it's kind of front and to the left. What is this thing? It almost looks like a CGI or a Photoshop thing, but it took me a while. She linked it, and I was looking, and I found a whole bunch of other stuff while I was looking. Okay, so here is a long view of it. It's going to be up over here. You can see the edges of it. These bits right here on this end, I believe, are these bits right here, and then that circle thing is going to be out here. Now, I've never seen this before, this structure. I have never laid eyes upon it till Catnap found it. All right. I also am looking at this and this in the front here. Now, I am fully aware that the Sphinx is supposed to be down, like kind of surrounded by a wall thing. Weirdly, I just never saw in any of the images the wall in the front here. This is the first time I'm seeing photos from this angle. So I don't know what is there more things to stand on back here now. But there's actually quite a few images with this in the front. And then all these people in the back. What is all this? Okay, we'll find that out. Okay. Link. So I'm looking at the maps. First thing I realize is that this causeway business here is getting crazy. These lines here are all causeways coming off the main three big pyramids. And one of them comes off. I mean, I didn't know what they were, but I looked them up, and they're called causeways. So they're like a raised walkway, basically. One of them comes over here next to the Sphinx, sort of. But there's nothing here on the left shown here. There's something in the front. Now, I remember the Sphinx having a thing called the Sphinx Mausoleum. Now, I can't find anything for the Sphinx Mausoleum or anything like that. There's only the Sphinx temple now. So the mausoleum is gone. I remember it being blocks of stone with more like kind of like just very squared off blocks with you'd walk under them, and there'd be more blocks here that you would walk under. Pretty nice condition. They would call it the Sphinx Mausoleum, but they said that they actually weren't sure if it was connected to the Sphinx. But that's what they always called it. That word is gone now. Apparently, that whole structure might be gone. I'm not sure exactly. Or maybe it is now this... it may be that it's the structure that's now attached to this causeway thing. I suspect that it might actually be now called part of Caffrey. But this whole thing is a mess. I mean, look at all of these little rectangles here. That wasn't there before. And I had to to make that really obvious, I want to bring up the old, this is my old indicator photo that I had, or indicator map that I was using of pyramids of Giza. I saved this a long time ago, since early on making these videos. What's all this? What is going on over here? I don't remember 10,000 rectangles over here. I remember a little bit of stuff over here. I actually don't remember this weird, I don't know if what are these supposed to be? Raised area ditches? I don't remember these black things here. I do remember them having some scattered pyramids in here. So what are these things? These are called mastabas, and they're these raised burial areas. There's just a crap ton of them now. You can see the causeway here. It looks quite a bit different than I remember seeing it just even a few weeks ago. It's just like everything's all different, so it's making me kind of crazy. I don't remember this causeway here. The whole layout of where the pyramids are looks different. Let's see, where's that Sphinx at? Yeah, Sphinx is down here. Doesn't really show anything to the left of it still. Oh, this whole map is freaking me out. Okay, so let's move along. All right, so here is apparently how they are now. They all have like a mortuary temple at the base of them. And then there's a causeway, and then they have a thing called a valley temple that actually connected directly up with the Nile, apparently. And they even built this little inroads thing here. There's the Sphinx. You don't see anything to the left of it again. This here, I don't know what the heck it is, to be frank. I was spending some time looking this morning trying to figure out what all these things are. There is a Sphinx temple. Let me see if I can find that one. Here's the Sphinx temple, as best I can tell. I couldn't find many images of it. This is nothing like the Sphinx mortuary that I remember. It's all just rubble. And it doesn't really look like this nice structure here. So I don't know what this thing is for sure. Here's all those mastabas, and there's a bunch more. Ooh, you know, one thing I just noticed, the Queen's Pyramids, two of them look real steppy, but this one looks really clean in this image here. I wonder if that's changed, because they used to be that they were all the same. So something has happened over there too. I'm gonna have to look into that. You know what? Let me just look into it really quick. Queen's Pyramids. You'll notice that there's two different sets of 3 pyramids. Both of them are called the Queen's Pyramids, which is very conveniently confusing. All right. There we go. All right. 3. Okay, so. Yep. View image. This has changed. One is really crumbly. I don't remember it being that crumbly. But one's gotten bigger and is not like steppy as much. Now these before, they looked kind of like they were steppy just because they were crumbly, but this one now looks like it was done on purpose, and this one looks like it was never supposed to be stepped. That's different than last time I looked at those. Now there is this other set over here. Looks like they're stepped on purpose now. They used to just look crumbly, but they've improved quite a bit. Okay, so we've got quite a bit of improvement with these step pyramids now. Let's see if this shows it better. Not well, yeah, you kind of see. They're deliberately step pyramids now. Before, they just look kind of small and scungy. All right, so, okay. Just spotted that one just now. Ugh. All right, anyways. All right, so first of all, I don't remember there being such an obvious direct link from the Nile to the pyramids. They were way out in the desert for me. There was always a big question about how they got materials to the pyramid. Now it's They used to have images. Maybe there was a giant spiral ramp system. Now with this setup, it seems unlikely. And it seems obvious that they were just going to be dragging stuff down this causeway. So a lot of the old questions just seem kind of moot at this point. Here is one of the causeways, a raised walkway. Now you have to wonder if there was some kind of the reason it was this way was maybe there was wood across here to roll things. I mean, who the heck knows? I've never heard of any theorizing on that, but now it would be really obvious, because if this connects right to the Nile, then wouldn't they just be having some kind of a way to roll stuff along on here? So they're saying this one from Khafre's pyramid is 496.4 m. I assume that's meters. I really struggled trying to get the lengths of any of these. I did find this one. I think these are really actually quite new, at least for me, or to the timeline. Here's a bunch of images of the mastabas. These are all around the pyramids now. Look at that. Yeah, no. There was no such. I did hear of a few, burial mounds here and there, but not like giant hordes and hordes of these things. See if this one will show. Nope. All the good ones are too tiny, of course. All right. Here's another image of it with all the mastabas. It's now called the Mastaba Field. I think this is the one that finally helped me figure out what was... Yes. Okay, so this one finally helped me figure out what that first picture was. This one. Right here. Temple of Horon Harem Ka. Horon Harem Makhet. Never heard of it. Here is the Sphinx Temple. Now, you saw in that other image, it looked like well built, but in this one, it looks a little more scungy, more like this that I showed you. All right, so I'm assuming that's the Sphinx Temple. This is the end of this Khafre Causeway Valley Temple. Apparently, all the ends. It's interesting because they were calling it the Valley Temple, but there's like 3 of them: Valley Temple, and one down there. So again, very confusing, sneaky little Mandela effect. All right, so what the heck is Temple of Horon Harem? I'm having trouble with this one. Horon Harem Makhet. Could find almost no info on it except for here, Temple of Horon Harem Makhet. This is actually the only thing I could find that actually had pictures that made me know that I was looking at the right thing. So here's the images of it. I don't know what's going on. It looks like rusty or something. There's like no info on this Temple of Horon Makhet that I could find. Just these few photos here. I suspect that they'll show up later. I think we're really new into this, having this on our timeline right now. I notice when something's new, you can't find many photos of it. You can't find much info on it. There should be something on it. It's got a very unique name. It's easy to look up. Couldn't find anything but these 4 images here. Actually, and it just goes to an index. There's really nothing. I found out about Harem Makhet. Harem Makhet, yes. Not much, though. An Egyptian prince, high priest of Amun during the 25th century, son of Pharaoh Shabaka. Never heard of any of I've never heard of Pharaoh Shabaka. During the reigns of Taharka and Tanutamani. I've never heard of any of those people. A position which at the time of Harem Makhet was held by Shepin. I've never heard of any of these. It doesn't say anything about any temple to him here. Anyways, so that's like it. That's all I could find on there. And okay, we've already covered that one. So that was my big rant. Giza looks really different. It looks like it's changed a lot recently. Very recently. Wait, somewhere on here. I think it was here. No. Here. There was more. Yeah, see, there's more of these mastaba. These are all at Giza. All these are at Giza now. No. Sorry, no. We can't really... All of these are all mastabas now, which are raised burial mounds. Just no, 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 no. Finally got a close-up look at that boat pit where they pulled that boat out. That was not in my old timeline. At the base of one of the pyramids. Alright. Anyways, yeah. I always wanted to visit Egypt, but I think I'll wait until everything is built again. Yeah. Really. Way more things than ever were. Only thing is that the quality of the pyramids have really gone down the tube, so I don't know. If the pyramids were built using geopolymer limestone-based cement, ramps and cranes are not necessary. Maybe in this timeline, my old timeline, it was obviously huge pieces of stone. You could see, the imperfections that you see in stone. They were perfect. They weren't all crumbly. You couldn't even slide a piece of paper between them. That old story. In this timeline, yeah, maybe they're just limestone cement. Who knows? They look like crap in this timeline, I'll tell you that. There were 3 pyramids, and then there were 6, and then there were 9. Yeah, it sounds like a some kind of children's story, doesn't it? And then the mastabas came. Yeah, I don't know. I agree with you. Yes, yes. Yeah, I have not heard of anybody seeing the Great Pyramid transitioning. I can only guess it went slowly, but I didn't, 2016, 17, I think it was already changed for me by 2016. Because that was right around when I learned of the ME, and the Great Pyramid already had its twin, and was already... The Great Pyramid used to be in the middle, and now it's on the edge, and it already had its twin right around then. And I think right around then was the first set of 3 extra pyramids showed up. And then a matching set has shown up on the other side. So when you saw them, you just kept thinking it was the same one, but there was now 2 sets. Anyways. Don Hollyfield is in. Yeah, Hollyfied. Yeah, we're talking about Giza, a bunch of changes, mastabas everywhere. Poor pyramids looking run down. Yeah. Yeah, the walkway went to the right of the middle pyramid and sometimes ended, sometimes stretched behind to the right. Yeah, you remember the huge perfect stones on the pyramid? I do too. Most of this stuff shifted in over a year ago for me, but the causeway moved and was surfaced about a month or 2 ago. Yeah, I remember there, like, I think it starts as just like pathways, and then there's stone, and then there are causeways, then they're raised. It just bit by bit like that. Ooh, Dark Wolf's Den's got 2 new speakers for the conference. Shane from Unbiased on the Fence and CEO Chris Anatra speaking at his conference. Good job at Mandela Effect Conference.com. Ah, I see that you have a website. Good deal. Mandela Effect Conference.com. I was bid on for a timeline where all the capstones were intact and no one in the ME community believed me that, and sometimes they were not. For me, there were no capstones. Then there were some capstones intact and some weren't. Then for a while they all... No, wait. I'm doing that wrong. There was none. Then there were 3. But there was damage on some of them. I'm not sure even where we are now. Let me just check that. Then at some point there weren't on some of them. Let's see where we're at. Okay, so we're at 1 capstone in the middle now. For a while, they all had capstones, although some of them had more damage than others. Oh, check that out. You know, I think there was 2 capstones last I looked. We've got 1 big fat capstone now. Either the pyramid's gotten smaller or that capstone's gotten bigger. Let's see. I was looking over here. Here's something I kind of wanted to mention. Oh, who is that? Unimundi mentioned he saw this weird line here maybe a year or 2 ago where it looks like it's missing stuff. I don't know if that's supposed to be capstone that was gone or what. I see there's a lot more of them. I almost mentioned that, but I was just yammering on about everything else. There's a lot more groove lines in this pyramid. For me, pyramids are all just the same thing all the way up. Perfect stones. No capstones. So, yeah, I shot through the timeline when there was 3 capstones on there, but it wasn't mine. I was for a bit in the timeline where all the capstones were intact. No one believed you when you said there was none. Yeah, there were no capstones for me. Nothing. There's also a couple more speakers and panels I was not able to list. Yeah, I think we have to go to MandelaEffectConference.com. Let's just check it out. All right, you're on the... .com. Derp. All right, it works. Oh, those are who's coming. London meetup. Ooh, October 5th. Oh, I see you've gotten some progress on that. For the London meetup, Bill, contact Bill Nightmare, KNIGHTMARE, @gmail.com. Oh, this is good. Do you have a meetup in your area? Yep. This is a good place to have a center area for meetups. That's a good plan. All right. You can tell I'm not really healthy yet. I'm on a whole bunch of antihistamines. I'm hoping that they'll do something. I really don't know at this point. I don't know what's going on. It just seems like it just lingers. Tried some of the remedies on comments, but I haven't really noticed any effects from those either. Thanks for letting me shill that. Yeah, no problems, Dark Wolves. There's not a lot of conferences. Plus, I might go to yours, so I want it to be good. Haha. Okay. The bottom capstones are all still there. What's the bottom capstones? What's a bottom capstone? I don't even know what that is. Bottom capstone. What's a bottom capstone? What was a pyramid on top? Okay, I don't... The capstone goes at the top, so I don't know what a bottom... Yeah, I don't know what that is. Capstone. Oh, capstone used to mean just one. There was a cap on the top. You know, when you wear a cap, it's at the top. It's stone at the top. I guess, I don't know. Like I said, we didn't have them, but to me, there was like one stone that was at the top of the pyramid, and that was just the top stone. But it wasn't like bigger, specialer, or obvious. You couldn't see it from a distance. Can't keep up with the realities. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I wasn't affected because the timeline's Mandela community thought that changes were all their original. So my originals were what they did videos of as effects. It was a mirror bizarro world. I've had that happen. Mine is the Chevy logo. Blink. We are now back to my original with the Chevy logo. Except for it didn't have these weird kind of shadowings that it does now. But basically, I came from this timeline, and for a while I was in the slanted, where this top, or this square part was slant. Oh, I guess it would be that way, slanted, and I was like, that's an ME, but everybody else thought it was normal. Nobody thought it was an ME. They thought that the Chevy logo had not changed. But to me, it was an ME. And now we flip back to my original, but to a lot of people, this is an ME. So I feel for you. I've had that happen. The capstones cover the entire pyramids from top to bottom. Oh, is that how it's supposed to be in this timeline? Uh, stones. Capstones. The missing capstone. Used to be so shiny it glowed. They were covered in polished limestone. Alright, so polished down by hand to seamlessly fit together, forming a protective shell. Huh. Okay, so mine just had really good ordinary stones that were still there. They're not calling them cap. What's the top of the pyramid? What are those? What is this stuff here? Is that supposed to be limestone? See, they're just calling the capstone that one fancy. The pyramidion is the capstone, I think, in this timeline. And they have one of these fancy, see these fancy stones. Those are at the top. And that's the capstone. So, if you're using that word in this current timeline, I think you're just talking about the pyramidions. Intact pyramid capstone, one of the few known in existence. Dum dum dum. There it is. Capstone is the closing stone. Yeah, I always thought of it as the last stone on the top, but that'll work too. Past weekend, my living room clock went nuts. Then batteries died, even changed time after. Huh. Who the heck knows anymore? Alright, so there goes my rant on Egypt. Good job. catnap. Catnap. It's just kind of funny because the Sphinx used to be, obviously a lion, but now the tail looks like a dog. And it didn't used to have a tail, so it also looks really in bad shape. And now there's a lot of images saying it might be Anubis, the dog. And the tail looks like Anubis's tail, so it may not be a lion anymore. But if I just thought that username catnap would be appropriate. If it was a lion, who knows what the heck it is. So anyway, I really should save this image because I have a feeling this might be one that will change. It's very new and shiny. I'm going to plop it into my indicator photos before I close it down, because that, look at all that structures right there. God, it looks like it's a park with some sand and a couple, what's all this wiring and junk? It just looks like crap. Anyways, alright. There's enough whining for that day. I think I've mentioned this one before, but I found a funny article about it. Ran into this article, just made me laugh. All right, a lot of people remember there being an ozone hole, the ozone hole, going over Australia, causing a lot of skin cancer problems and stuff because they did not have good protection from the sun. So they has a whole article debunking it, I guess, from 2016. That is about when I remember that. I remember going through this timeline. It's not my native timeline. But for a while, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I suddenly started hearing about the ozone hole over Australia and, their yearly skin cancer problem. And I was flabbergasted. I didn't know about the ME, but I was like, how did I not know about this? Well, now it's gone. Australia never had an ozone hole, but Antarctica's is healing. You thought we had one, didn't you? Why the heck would everybody think that you have an ozone hole if you don't have an ozone hole? And this is HuffingtonPost.com.au. You would think the Australians in Australia would know that they had an ozone hole or not. I mean, that's just ridiculous. You thought we had one, didn't you? Remember hearing about that crazy hole in the ozone layer above Australia? The one that means we need to wear more sunscreen or else we'll get burned more easily. The one that we outlawed the use of CFCs and spray cans to protect. Well, we hate to break it to you, but there is no hole in the ozone layer above Australia. Never has been. What has been observed is a massive hole over Antarctica, which scientists have been observing for many years. Back in 1987, blah, 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 we warned that the hole in Antarctica could extend to Australia, but it never did. And today's good news, human action in the face of an ozone threat has led to gradual repair of the hole over Antarctica. The hole is healing. Now, I remember them saying it'd be like hundreds of years before it could heal, but apparently it's already healing now. There is a common misconception that the ozone hole extends over Australia and that ozone depletion is the reason why we need to be particularly vigilant with sunscreen. But the Montreal Protocol not been signed in 1987, beginning the process, the ozone hole could well have expanded over Australia. Blah, blah, blah. The ozone hole has only ever been observed to be well south of Australian mainland and Tasmania. Anyway, so I just thought that was like the weirdest article. I don't know why a whole bunch of Australians would not know if there was an actual ozone hole over them or not. You would think the locals would know. The whole article is just ridiculous. I guess I could rant on for a while on that one. Let's see what you guys are up to. Dark City NYT reports. The memory M-grams did not completely take of this particular Dark City upgrade. That's a joke from a movie, or a joke about a movie, in case you guys are all confused about what I'm talking about. Voice sounds like you had a cough, so don't feel like something's stuck in your throat. You can't get up. Yeah, my throat's been messed up for like weeks. It's, I was really, really, really sick, and now I'm only kind of sick. Doc gave me antibiotics and some prednisone. I've learned something. I feel great when I'm on prednisone. I just can't stay on that all the time. So I'm not on it, obviously, now. Antibiotics wore off. Things trying to sneak back. I'm on tons of antihistamines. I don't know. I mean, he says it's sinusitis. The weird thing is I don't have, my nose is not blocked. My eyes don't run. I don't sneeze. I have no other symptoms of sinusitis, but he looked up in there and he said there's a whole bunch of mucus and he thinks it's sinusitis. Now, in the old days, you would have symptoms of sinusitis, but he says you can just be like, have it up there and it won't be in the sinuses that you breathe through, and you could just be tired. And I don't know. I mean, that's the storyline of this timeline? Is that what's happening? I don't know. I mean, the sinus cavities in the head now are humongous. So, I mean, I guess there's room for all that business up in there. I mean, you've got giant gaping holes where infection can just sit there. I guess. I don't know. Penguins look fluffier. They look weird. I don't know. They keep... I actually remember them more fluffy and smaller, and then having adult feathers. I don't remember this particular look. But there's so many kinds of penguins now. I mean, I just had 2 kinds that were almost the same in my original timeline. So I don't know. They're all Emmys to me. It's easier to remember my original timeline than to remember all these intermediary timelines. Oh, let's see. David Cook is in. Welcome. Intrepid. Alright, so. This was a really weird article. I don't know if it has anything to do about anything. All right, negative interest rates. It's just a weird concept, but basically, you loan somebody $100 for the privilege of having your money. They give you back $105 or some kind of extra money on it. That's interest, right? Apparently, there's this thing called negative interest rates. You give them $100, and later on, they just give you back $98. That sounds ridiculous, but if you consider that inflation is like 3%, you're basically just trying to hold on to most of the money you have without losing too much of it. Even negative interest rates are still better than inflation, but this is a really weird concept. Apparently, negative interest rates are all over Europe. I don't know, this person's all flipping out over. I don't know what it means, to be honest. I don't think the U.S. can resist the pull. I don't even know what that means. What pull? Why do we have to do it? Because you did it. I don't know. But anyway, they're trying to say that we're going to have negative interest rates. So you're not going to, like, if you invest in some stuff, you'll get less money back than you put in. I don't know, it's just weird. If you're borrowing money, that's nice. You borrow $1,000 and you only pay back $980 later, but if you're trying to save money or invest money, it sucks. It's just, I don't know. I just saw that. It was just so weird. And then the whole drama of it, and it is terrifying, was in there, I think it said. Negative interest rates are coming and they are terrifying, I think was what the article I first saw. I don't know. Somehow it's just bugging me, that negative interest rates. I don't know what I want to say about it, but I don't know what I want to say about it, but I just wanted to mention it. All right. Lion. Lions got some new coloration patterns. Let's see if I can find a big one. Big image, please. Of course not. These guys show it pretty well. Nope, all the good images are small. It's some kind of rule. Basically, a lot of them are getting this white chin. You can really see it on the toys. Ugh. It's so hard to find large images all of a sudden the last few weeks. Derp, derp, derp. This guy has it. Come on, can we just have one big image, please? They're getting really white on the chin now. I'm not sure what the deal is. Actually, looking at this too. Tigers are getting a bunch of white on their chest. According to this toy. I'm going to check that in a minute. Of course, I can't find one decent image. Some of them are more prominent than others, but some have a huge white spatch there. Now, if you remember back, the black used to be all around the head. It's fallen down. The head has gotten light again on the males, and now you've got this big white snout going on these guys. Of course, I can't find one decent sized image, but you get the idea. I don't want to give up. All right, let's just look at those tigers. Yeah, okay. This is something I've really been noticing. The tigers are getting a lot more white on them. They used to be very orange. What is it that I used to have big images and now I can't? There should be a way to have only big images. You know, some days go by and I can get the big images, and then other days I can't. Basically, the white on the front on the tigers, it's spreading like crazy. You didn't used to have so much all in the front like that. It's getting onto the eyes now. Look at, there's like these weird white eyelashes. Tigers didn't used to have all this mane out the side of their cheeks like some of them are getting now. I mean, it looks cool. Look at that guy. He's got like a whole mane now out of the side of his face. Can't find one decent large image. All right. What the heck is that? Maltese tiger. What the heck is that? I've never seen that color before. Let's see what the heck that's supposed to be. Maltese or blue tiger. Reported but unproven color morph. Alright, so that's just guessing. I'm going to go to Bing and see if I can find one decent image somewhere. Tiger. Tiger. Nope. I don't know why I can't get... For one live stream, I had a bunch of big images. For one live stream. Look at all that side hair, though. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Hainan Island in China has gotten so big. Hainan Island. Oh, Chia. China. China. Let's try maps. Everywhere's growing islands, though, so this kind of fits in with the... Oh, yeah. You're right. It is pretty big, isn't it? Over the top of Vietnam there. Look at how stretched out Vietnam is. God, that's weird looking. Look over here. Korea just sticks out. South Korea sticks out more and more and more. They used to be kind of on the mainland, but they're like this weird peninsula thing because this Yellow Sea is snaking in. Alright, so Hainan Island is here. It is looking pretty big. Little peninsula sticking out towards it. Interesting. Something else to keep an eye on, definitely. Most tiger species are extinct thanks to illegal aphrodisiacs. Well, there's only one tiger species in my old timeline, and all the rest of them are new. So, it's hard for me to freak out over it. I think that whole extinction thing is reversing, actually. The more they harp on the extinction, the more species we have. Clouded leopard, yeah, they're very nice. I did not have those in my old timeline. Gooty spider. Do I really want to do it? Okay. Gotta have a spider in every live stream. Oh, okay, I think we've had those on. They didn't have the white spots back then, though. I definitely had this cobalt blue spider on, but did not have these whites. Is that assuming it's the same spider? I've not seen the one with all these white speckles on it. Very pretty, though. Very pretty. That may well be the same one I had on before, though. Flathead cat in Borneo. There's a million new cat species. I'm losing track of all the little ones. Borneo is just a lot bigger, and it's full of... Oh, weird! I have not seen that one. It looks almost like a... doesn't even look like a cat. See if it'd be so kind as to have a large image, but no. Ugh. Some kind of anti-live stream thing. Oh. You can see them a little better up there. They don't really look like cats that much. I've not seen that one. Okay, so here's why it's got a flat head, apparently. That's kind of weird. So it's kind of got this flat head, and then the ears are sunk down low behind the... It looks fairly cat-like otherwise. Neat. Yeah, I've not seen flathead cat. That's a new one. Big eyes on those things. Turned into walk-in panoops. Are you guys making stuff up now? Walk-in panubs. Oh. Alright. I don't know what you were talking about, but that's probably not it. Looks like a monk. Alright. Another one, animals. Let's give babies some try. Baby zebras, what color are they? In my old timeline, they were always just the same color as their parents. But I've noticed that a lot of them are very brown in this timeline. How slow are you going to load? Alright, let's try this. I was watching a TV show, and the baby zebra was like totally brown. Like, totally. Check that one out. Baby zebra. Now that one's mostly brown with some black. A lot of the baby zebras are super brown now. That looks really weird. Okay. Here's another one. Brown. They were all the same color as their parents for me. Now, weirdly, some are brown and some aren't. There's more kinds of zebra in this timeline, though, so that might be part of it. There it shows a brown one back there. So, yeah. Change in color. Yeah, it looks a little bit like a raccoon in the body. And the head looks like one of those, I forgot what those new animals are that they showed up a couple years ago with the huge eyes. A lot of weird horses, yeah. A lot of animals with weird curly hair that didn't have curly hair before. Stripes are thinner. Well, here's the thing. There's like multiple species of zebra now, so you have to know which one you're talking about. Alright, so that's that. This is a weird story I saw. Very weird. You may have picked this up somewhere. It was fairly viral. Alright, so, you guys have heard of that, medication to help you grow hair. So apparently the story is, I'm not finding the link I want here. That's not it. All right, I'm just going to go to this. No, I hate the sun. Because it has so many. We'll just click on any old one. So, guys take this stuff to grow more hair, and whether it works or not is questionable. But apparently, if a tad of that falls into baby food, they all become freaking werewolves. 16 babies developed hypertrichosis, often referred to as werewolf syndrome. Now, there's no images of the babies. There just shows a regular person with hypertrichosis. So basically, you're furry all over. Minoxidil, yeah, that's the stuff. If you've heard of minoxidil, men use it to grow more hair on their head. But apparently, if babies, somehow it got mixed in with their medicine, with omeprazole and indigestion. How does minoxidil get mixed in with an indigestion medicine? I mean, and minoxidil's not cheap. It's not like they're going to waste that stuff. Then the babies all became like little mini werewolves. Never heard of that. How does a baby become a... Minoxidil's not even that effective on adults, so how does babies become little werewolves? Why are babies taking indigestion medicine? It's another one. But, so apparently, supposedly, that it was discovered and they got off this contaminated medicine and the hair is, disappearing. I don't know, the whole story is just crazy tunes. It's on a lot of mainstream locations, so I don't know what to make of it. There's no images of these werewolf babies, though, but, I don't know. That whole story is weird. You just give your baby minoxidil and it turns into a werewolf baby? I don't know. And then it can disappear? How come the humans don't turn into little, like, adults don't turn into little werewolves when they take it? I mean, when you take minoxidil, how come the hair grows on your head but it doesn't grow all over your face? Anyways, that whole story just, I don't know, the whole story sounds like some kid made it up. Wouldn't it be funny if I got into my dad's hair treatment medicine and became a werewolf? Woo! Anyway, that story was like everywhere. It was on Yahoo News and all over the place. Oh, there's one other thing I wanted to talk about. Sphinx. All right. I was trying to remember the Sphinx Mausoleum, and I was actually doing this at my work computer. And I typed in Sphinx, and before I can even say poo or anything, the number one Google search was suggestion was Sphinx mororium. And so I clicked on it because what the bleep is the Sphinx mororium? I mean, I remember mausoleum. I don't even know what a mororium is. And then it means, well, did you mean moratorium? I'm like, you're the one who said it's a mororium. What the heck is the Sphinx mororium? So there's nothing here about a Sphinx mororium. Did you mean Sphinx moratorium? No. It doesn't even say what it searched for. There's no more. Why is it offering me mororium? I've never heard of a mororium. I looked up the word mororium. It apparently doesn't exist. Then I came home to here and I typed in Sphinx again for this morning for this show, and it suggested mororium for me here. Again, there's no such thing as a mororium. Definition. There better not be, because I just checked this an hour ago and I'm going to be pissed if one shows up. Showing moratorium. Definition, mororium. There's a motorium. Desmodium motorium. There's no mororium. It's suggesting me mororium, and mororium doesn't exist. I mean, did this exist in some timeline? Anyway, the whole thing, that's weird. It's suggesting me a non-existent word as best I can tell. You know what? Let me just put in dictionary and see if there's anything in there. Did you mean moratorium? See, it's not a word. How can it be the number one search suggestion and it's not even a freaking word and there's no search terms for it? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It wasn't in my time. I've never heard of a mororium. But is it from one of you guys' timelines? I don't know. It's just weird. I was like, oh, I'm going to learn what a mororium is. Nope. Blood transfusion causes vampire babies. Yeah, I don't know what the next weird story is going to be. Werewolf babies. Dun dun dun. Dark Wolf's Dead. Are you talking about the mororium thing? Yeah, I don't know. And there's been a lot going on with the Sphinx. Are we gonna get a mororium? Try to remember to check back. Maybe mororiums are gonna show up. I have never heard that word before, though. What's the one I heard today? Bougie. I heard it 2 days ago, and then I heard it today. Bougie. New word for, I think it means bourgeoisie, like spoiled rich people. Bougie. Bougie. Oh, it's in a wrapper, too. But anyways, I heard it like twice in 2 days. So that one's taking off real fast. Alright, so. This one I was supposed to do last week, and somehow I totally forgot. But it was K-bar knives. Do you guys remember K-bar knives? People who like knives should remember K-bar knives. K-bar knife. K-bar. K-bar. I remember K-bar knives. But in this timeline, it was always Ka-bar knives. Ka-bar. And this was found by John Austin, commenter, meant to put it up for last week. There's no K-bar that I could see. K-bar knives. It was Ka-bar. It was freaking K-bar. I once knew this guy who was so into knives. It was K-bar. Google learns fast. When I typed it in a minute ago, it was... Alright, Ka-bar. It'll give me Ka-bar. But the minute I type, let's see. The minute I type knife, it's, oh no, K-bar, it's Ka-bar. Yep, the minute I put the K in, it knows. So anyway, that's an Emmy. Should be my father colored yellow K-bar. Just not Ka-bar for me. It was K-bar. David Cook remembers K-bar. Sphinx, werewolves, zebras. Okay. Another thing I wanted to cover was this Amazon thing. The burning forest business. See if I can see some maps. I'm really curious where it's burning, actually. We've seen a lot of remodeling in the Amazon region of Brazil. It's a lot different than it used to be. One of the things I've really noticed is that if there's a lot of remodeling in an area and a lot of new area, you often see disasters on the new area. That one looks nice. Can we have a big image? Oh, it would be too much to ask. People just don't remember Brazil taking up that much area. Yes, it's a big country, but I don't remember it being that big. It's not my favorite image, but I'll have to do since I can make it large. Yeah, it's just I think it's a lot bigger. I think a lot of this territory might be new. Now, what else is burning right now? Dum dum dum. Greenland is burning. Greenland is burning. Siberia is burning, and Alaska is also burning. Now, those are all places that have gotten a lot bigger. Greenland and Alaska for sure. Siberia, that whole Russian area is so much bigger. I've mentioned this before. A lot of the new weird islands off the bottom of America. Let's get smaller so I don't get lost. A lot of these weird little islands over here by Cuba that some of us don't really remember. Turks and Caicos. Cuba's a ton bigger. British Virgin Islands, a lot of people don't remember that. Turks and Caicos. Those all got wailed on by the hurricane right around the time they were showing up. And then there was, for me, a lot of Northern California is new material. I remember San Francisco being up towards the top of California. There was crazy wildfires up there. Okay, so now Greenland is massive, and there's a bunch of wildfires there. Apparently there's a bunch of wildfires in Siberia. This area over here, I guess. I don't remember that is existing before. So, I don't know, it's just a kind of a pattern I'm seeing. It's like, we could freak out about these disasters, but as far as I can tell, they're on land that didn't even exist before. So I don't know if that's how they're kind of sometimes scooped into reality, or we have the disasters in an area that doesn't really matter, or something. I don't know what the story is behind, but there's a pattern there. If a disaster hits a place, think about if that place changed a lot, grown a lot, or it's just brand spanking new. What are all these islands over here by Svalbard? I don't remember this crap. It's, what did you just say it was? Some kind of, Arkhangelsk Oblast. I do not remember these islands. I'm just seeing this islands over here. I was kind of watching this because Svalbard and this thing. How about you get out of my way? All right. I've been watching because Svalbard was splitting up and getting bigger. This thing, I forgot what they call it, is getting bigger. I don't remember all that business. Somehow that snuck in. What that is. What are they calling that? That's a lot of stuff. No name? It's a lot of islands for lack of... I'm sure that that's going to get a name. What is that? Weird. I think that's pretty new. What? I had it for a minute. Zelmia. Arkhangelsk Oblast. What about here? What's this? It's all the same. Arkhangelsk Oblast. Now, for a minute, I thought I saw something called Zelmia, but this is very under described for a giant, fairly visible chunk of land, I would assume. I actually don't remember this either. I'm really suspicious about that one. This one for sure, though. That one was not there. I don't know. Every time you look, there's more stuff. All right. Sagittarius is being... Oh, is the Sagittarius arm in trouble? Dum, dum, dum. There's no going back now, brothers and sisters. Arm. Dum, 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 dum. Let's see what we can find out about Carina Sagittarius. Could we just have one big image? Oh. Alright. Doesn't look too hideous on that one. Scutum. Norma arm. I don't remember a Norma arm. When did that one sneak in there? Perku's arm. Alright. It looks alright in that image. This crap's shape. Ah, where did it go? Come back. What are you fighting me now? Scutum. Carina Sag. Yeah, it's looking kind of anemic, though, isn't it? Alright. Carina Sagittarius. See, there's not even just a Sag. There's a hole here, hole there. It is looking, it's looking... Well, some of these other arms aren't looking that good, too. This outer arm looks really sickly. Scutum Centaurus looks good. I swear they're changing these every 10 seconds. It's making me crazy. I think I got tired of looking at this because it hurts my brain. View image. Derp. Norma arm. Perseus arm. You see the... Okay. Sag is over there. I don't know what's going... Now they're not even having any consistency in where they're starting where they're laying the spiral. Nah. This spiral has changed so many times. I just feel like I can't keep track of it anymore. It's just too complicated now. Derp. That giant bar galaxy. I did not have a bar in the center of my galaxy. Oh, yeah, okay. This one shows it a little better. Sagittarius arm. Yeah, look at that. It's almost not there. I'll have to look at that some more. Local spur. Yeah, we used to be off of a fairly good spiral, but now Perseus arm and Scutum Centaurus arm look like they're going to take over. SMQ AI is in. Welcome. Dawn Holyfield. Oh, you were already in, Dawn. Snooze in here. Gus just flashed a West Coast warning following all these six mag. Oh, you had a bunch of 6 mag earthquakes. I hope everything's okay over there. West Coast tsunami warning, I'm assuming that you're talking about. Remember the alcohol clouds in space? Yeah. Yeah, just fly your spaceship up there, just scoop some alcohol out. Oh my gosh, alcohol clouds. Yeah, was it the planets are saying they're raining diamonds and stuff now? I think people are just making this crap up. It's just like, all right. Greenland. Okay, there's the burning ones. I got all that, I think. Got you. Negative interest rates. Okay, I've been putting this one off because it's kind of complicated. I am kind of running down the home stretch here, though. This one is from Shari D. That's this one. Let's not have it run, and we don't need any sound. Alright. Oh, I'm gonna have to go through the ad, though. Yeah, I'll have to go through the ad. So this is on that Black Tom event where they damaged the... Okay, we don't actually want to watch a bunch of it. 3517. So there's video of Black Tom now. That's that explosion that supposedly damaged the Statue of Liberty. Let's see if I can get there. So best I can tell, this is supposed to be video of Black Tom. I'm not going to play too much of the video because it's easy to get a copyright strike. But so this is right after the bombing. They do show some images before, but I think those are all fake because the flames are too big. I think they're just like little models that were set on fire. But apparently, supposedly, this is actual video of after Black Tom. Damages and stuff. That wasn't around when we first looked into Black Tom at all. Shari D found that, so good find. There's a couple other things I found when I was kind of watching this video in search of history, The Dark Invader, Story of a Saboteur. So there's this whole story about World War I, about all this really interesting sabotage that this guy, Franz von Rintelen, did. He had these weird pipe bombs that he was placing on the ships. They were called cigar bombs. They were like slow acting, so they wouldn't go off until it was way out to sea. We lost all these ships mysteriously caught on fire. He poisoned these horses with this rare disease that would kill them, and then even the humans would get it. He did all this stuff I've never even heard of. But I could see not knowing that. But one thing that was weird about it was that they said the reason we went into World War I was because of the infamous Zimmerman telegram. Never heard of the infamous Zimmerman telegram. So apparently that a telegram was intercepted where they were trying to incite, Germany was trying to incite Mexico to attack the United States. And what they promised was that if they attacked the United States, then Germany would also attack, and then Germany would give Mexico like Texas or something like. There was a couple states that they were going to like get back a bunch of territory, because Spanish used to own a big chunk of America. So the story was that they would get it back. I've never heard of the infamous Zimmerman telegram. Now, what I remember is the bombing of the Lusitania, which was a ship, was what brought us into the war. Everybody was all mad because supposedly it was a passenger ship, and they bombed it even though it was a passenger ship. Then later in recent years, there's been theories that maybe there was actually ammunition on the Lusitania, so maybe they weren't so wrong to do it. But now apparently, the last straw was this Zimmerman telegram, where they were inciting Mexico to attack us. Sorry, people. I swear to God, if I'm ever going to be healthy. I don't know if it's too much shifting or what, but not doing too good this last few months. Anyway, so anyway, I thought it was the Lusitania that caused us to go in, and no, now it's the Zimmerman thing. So I call no. No. I've never heard of it. They, of course, we're going to be pissed off if they're trying to get Mexico to attack us. Anyway, at least we had kind of a good excuse now, supposedly. Anyway, this whole In Search of History, Dark Invader, blah, blah, blah. It was an interesting show if you're not doing anything. There's just a lot of weird stuff in there. Excuse me. So Shari D found the Black Tom info. Good find. I think that's about it. I think that's all I have for today. Dum dum dum. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. You know, I've been kind of hanging out on the narcolepsy board. And a bunch of people on there. I just saw this thread today saying that they feel really hot for no reason, and they go and they take their temperature, and their temperature is not elevated. Now I've had that for since the late 90s, and I would take my temperature. I'm like, I feel like I have a fever. I don't have a fever. It lasts like an hour or something. I generally feel crappy when it happens. Well, there's all these people on the narcolepsy board saying that happens. Now, one person was really smart because she said that she got a thermal imager and found that her skin was hot even though her mouth temperature wasn't. So maybe it isn't all just in my head. Maybe my skin is getting really hot. That's something I'm going to have to explore because I think I just kind of didn't think of it and thought that, the body temperature is the same all over, but it need not be. Maybe that's why I feel hot, because my skin is hot and that's where all the nerve endings are. I don't know. But there's a whole bunch of people on there saying that. I've never heard of anybody ever saying that ever, and except for me. So I think that's interesting in and of itself. I've lost my mice. All right. Lily Tomlin is alive. Yeah, I do think I remember her dying, actually. Is Lily Tomlin alive or dead? All right, let's check it out. You can't tell anymore. Age 79 years. Oh, yeah, she's not dead. Not dead. They don't teach that in Mexico. Well, the letter was intercepted, so Mexico is basically innocent because they never got the letter, so they didn't even consider it, so it wouldn't have been any black mark on Mexico, because so supposedly that it was intercepted and translated or something, and then that's the story. So for a long time it was like they bombed the Lusitania, but for quite a long time they were saying the Lusitania may have actually had ammunitions hidden on it, and so maybe Germany was innocent about that particular thing, anyways, for a long time. But now with this Zimmerman telegraph thing, they're now obviously guilty again. I have heat waves. Yeah, I see the hot flashes thing. Like, I think every time a woman says that, they go, "Oh, it's menopause." But I was way too young. It's actually gotten less now than it used to be. It didn't really fit the hot flashes that old people I knew actually got. Mine weren't like that, and they happen at night a lot. They usually last like an hour. I don't know. It just didn't really fit. So a lot of the people on the narcolepsy board are young too. So I don't think it really fits. Tomlin. The spelling does look a little weird. I'm not going to swear to it. And all the spellings look weird to me today. I can't remember any spellings. Everything looks alien to me today for spellings. I don't know if I'm on too many antihistamines or what. I'm a male and I have heat flashes. I think it's Emmy. Yeah, I don't know. There's something going on. See, now narcolepsy is weird because I mentioned this last week. Ooh, Pugsley Lovejoy, thank you, $2. Woohoo! Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Neil Armstrong died in 2012. Yep, a lot of people do remember it. I am not sure on that one, so I can't chime in. I'm not the strongest on these celebrity back from the deads because I don't pay that much attention to celebrities. There's only a few. Yeah, I wonder if the heat is shift related. So there's only a few of the celebrities I can really chime in on, but I don't know. There just seems to be. Here's the thing: narcolepsy for me. I said this last week. It used to be way back a very rare thing where creatures would fall asleep like humans. First it was humans, then they had goats that had a genetic thing, and now you don't fall asleep. You have cataplexy, where you become immobilized, but you're still conscious. So you're not asleep. And then sometimes just like one arm will drop or something, like sudden muscle weakness. So like people will be doing this and their arm will go because their arm just like gave out. So that's cataplexy. So now you don't fall asleep, you get cataplexy. Now you may be sleepy all day and want to sleep really bad, but at night your sleep sucks quite often. A lot of narcoleptics don't. They sleep often but crappy. So and then one of the hallmarks is you have very soon onset REM sleep, so dreams right away, basically. You're supposed to be 90 minutes before you dream, but the narcoleptics often dream ASAP. So that's the current narcolepsy. So if you think that you have to fall asleep easily, some narcoleptics don't. They may sleep and be sleepy all day and feel like crap, but at night they can't sleep. That still could be narcolepsy. And the way they test for it is they check your brain waves while you're sleeping. That's the current way. So I don't know. The whole story is just constantly shifting. I mean, narcolepsy now is not what narcolepsy used to be. Sinusitis now is not what sinusitis used to be. It's very hard for me to keep up with all this stuff. Electronic glitches. Is anybody experiencing electronic glitches? I had a big wave of those like 2 years ago. I haven't had them lately. I don't know. It seems like problems come in waves, though. Like a whole bunch of things will get clogged, then a whole bunch of things will have electrical problems, then a whole bunch of things will like spill. I mean, it sounds stupid, but I've just kind of noticed that. The turtle frog. It's gross. No, I have not seen the turtle frog. That sounds gross already. Turtle frog. Got some good ones from you guys. Ew. Oh. That looks like that purple one. I don't remember it being called a turtle frog, though, but I saw something like that. Maybe this is a different one. Gross. It just looks like a little baby or something. Turtle frog. Heaven forbid we should get a large image of anything anymore. Ugh. Yeah, it looks like a little hamburger patty. I'm actually sorry I said that, because now it's stuck in my brain. Is that it with its mouth open? Ew, what a mouth. Doesn't even... It just looks like the bottom half fell down. Weird. Does the frogmouth turtle exist? Alright. Yeah, it's gross. Son of a glitch. That's a good, I like that name. He's 20 minutes behind. Sorry, dudes. I'm going to probably check out pretty soon, too. I'm too young to have heat flashes, but I get them anyway. RuneWolf77. Yeah, well, see, you know, I was just like in my 30s, and it's been like a few decades, and I haven't gotten menopause yet, so I just don't think that was pre-menopause. 30 years of pre-menopause. I don't think so. The dog quote. Anyone find it? I must have missed that part. Oh, yeah, okay, that's different than the purple frog. Yeah, the purple frog was the first one, and now we have this thing. Yes, that's the one I was thinking of, purple frog. Ah, when will I learn? Can make him bigger over here. It, like, the front and the back look kind of the same, too. Gross. Alright, so the original one from several years ago is probably this purple frog. As I have been reminded. Yes. Oh, you know what? It's getting... Look at the purple frog. It looks different now. I haven't looked at the purple frog in a while. Look at the snout. Okay, so it has these ridges on the face and like a little pointy nose. And look at these bump humps. The purple frog did not have these giant... It didn't have this sway back before. Look at that. It looks like a little snorkel face now. So the purple frog has changed. Ew, it looks almost like a little mammal now. Look at that. You could almost see some whiskers. What, some blue around the eyes? Are we going to get some blue eyes? Looks like we might get some blue eyes on our little purple frog. Get the humps. They weren't like that now. They weren't... It was like two butt. This looks like a butt. It did not look like a butt before. Although it looks less purple than I remember. I guess it's better for carrying babies if you've got that sway back. What the heck is this? I think that's fake. I don't think that's a real one. The heck is that? I think that is probably... Gosh, I can't tell if it's real. I'm going to have to click on... It looks fake, but you just can't tell. Okay, it is fake. That... Oh, look at that, the big lower jowls on that one. So it looks like it's growing like a mustache-like thing of flesh. Or something. Weird. We can assume that it's going to start to look like this fake one here. Would be my guess. Blue eyes, jowls, prominent nose particles out the side, nose holes. Yeah, see, there's a baby on the adult. Have not seen that image before. Look at that, look at that. All right, so it's growing like a fleshy mustache. Yeah, that one's changed a lot, and it's less purple. Quite a bit less purple. Interesting. Black rain frog. Let's check out black rain frog. Ghosty 333, black rain frog. All right, let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of this style of one now coming out. Ever since that purple one, it basically looks like a little dog face plastered on a. Yeah, it's weird. I think I saw this before, but it didn't have these bumps, and then it didn't have it that black in the middle with the. They've all just get weirder with time. I don't know what's coming out of that one's mouth. Is that a tongue? Is that more mouth material? It looks like a little mammal face, too. So, like, this whole no neck thing is popular in this timeline. The F is that? Look at that. Desert rain frog. Frogs used to have necks. Now they don't. The heck is this? I think that's Photoshop bottles, so it may not be real. It kind of looks like that blobfish. So yeah, anyways, these necklace animals, quite popular. Somebody's pasted onto a dog here. See, it looks like a dog face that much that someone has photoshopped it onto a dog. Yes, good finds. The necklace creatures. Control plus to enlarge a photo. Alright, let me try it. Merp. Oh, now we have a big photo. You see how it is. Alright. Control plus. Oh, that helps. Thank you. Kind of an extra hassle, but very helpful. Thank you, QP. Yeah, and everything is not huge afterwards. That's good. Drop bears. Drop bears are fake, Simon. When drop bears become real, then you know you've shifted. Yeah, it was Time magazine and the Times newspaper for me. I think I checked, it's still that. But a fair number of people were saying it was different for them. Sorry. Facebook group almost nobody remembers I do. You know, it's just weird. I mean, some of my Emmys will be really popular here, and I'll post them on Retcon, and everybody's like, nope. And so I don't know. Do we have more like real people on here, or we have more people from our timeline? Is there more like shills on the written ones? I don't know. I really don't. Anyways, 1:38 in the morning. I'm going to go to bed kind of early today. Looks like about time for me to head on out. I've covered everything. Dum. Mostly all my stuff except for 2 from you guys, I think. I think it is time for me to go to bed. So thank you for the $2 of the super chats. Appreciate it. And I'm thinking I'm getting ready to go out now. So everybody remember Mandela Effect Conference. Was it .org? .com. .com. It was .com. Yes. To keep track of the conference coming up. Speakers, meetups, blah, 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 blah. And anyways, I think it's time for me to head on out. Let's see what you guys are up to here. Thank you, everybody, for coming. You contribute a lot of good stuff, as usual. I didn't have that much, but you guys had a lot in the chat, so that helps a lot, too. Lots of new animals. Okay, so thank you, everyone. I've got to come up with some kind of... Well, I don't got to, but I should come up with some kind of sign-off. That sounds cool. So I think I'm going to go for now with Think Good Thoughts. This is Eva signing off for Once Upon a Timeline. Thank you so much. Think Good Thoughts.